Over the past few days, we've been talking about how, when it comes to figuring out your next career step, if you're feeling uncertain, confused, or indecisive about what to do next, stewing keeps you stuck, action gives you answers. I know this can feel unintuitive. We're used to having a clear answer first and then taking action. But I want you to think of yourself as a paleontologist who's uncovering a dinosaur fossil. You're not creating something new out of thin air, you are excavating something that's already there. You can see a few glimmers of bone in the dirt. You have some vague feelings and pulls towards what you like and what you don't like. And the best way to figure out what kind of dinosaur you're dealing with is to get down there and start digging. Not to just stand around with your hands on your hips, postulating about what kind of dinosaur it might be. Now, when I say action, I don't mean doing anything big, dramatic, or irreversible. I'm not telling you to quit your job or enroll in a PhD program or announce a massive career pivot on LinkedIn. When I say action, I mean small, bounded experiments. Fast, simple, easy things that you can do in a few hours that let you sample various jobs and career paths. In the introduction to this series, I told you to pick one idea to test, one job or career path that you'd like to explore. Maybe it's doctor, lawyer, artist, product manager, etc., etc. Then on Wednesday, I gave you experiment number 1. Listen to podcasts where people talk shop about that industry. And yesterday, we covered experiment number 2. Do coffee chats with people in the industry and get facts, not feelings. Today, let's jump into experiment number 3, which is do the job interview project. One of the most annoying things about modern job interviews is that more and more often, companies will make you do a bunch of free work for them before they consider hiring you. This can be very annoying when you're recruiting for jobs, but it can be very helpful if you're trying to figure out which jobs to recruit for or which career path to follow. Because doing the job interview project can help you trial run the job itself for a few hours and see how you feel about it. So this experiment is very simple. Ask around and figure out what an appropriate job interview project would be for the job that you want to test out. And then set aside a few hours and do that project. For example, the job interview project for a marketing role might be something like, analyze this company's current marketing strategy, just from everything you can see as a consumer. And then tell us, what do you think is working in the messaging and the strategy? What do you think is not working? And what would you change? The job interview project for a VC fund might be, give us your assessment of all the investments we've made in the past year. Should we have invested in those companies or not? Did we get a good deal on them or did we overpay? And what are some companies you think we should have invested in that we didn't? Or the job interview project for an interior design firm might be something like, we have a corporate client who wants their office space to be inviting, collaborative, and polished. Here are the pictures and dimensions of the blank space that they're working with. Please design for us a mood board and a proposed layout for the space. So ask around as you do your coffee chats from experiment number 2, and make sure you pick a project that represents the day-to-day work of the job as closely as you can. Then spend a few hours executing that project as if you were actually going to submit it as part of a job interview. And then step back, evaluate, and see what you've learned about whether or not this job would be a good fit for you. By doing this experiment, you are going to uncover more of that buried dinosaur fossil. You'll figure out what you've learned, and you'll figure out what kind of dinosaur you're really dealing with here. And if you want a thought partner to help you figure out the answers to those questions, come talk to me and let's work together on them. The link to book a free coaching consult call is above.